Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
And we're going to go back to a Monday, May 24th, 1954, for an episode of Suspense, Agnes Moorehead, starring in Weekend Special Death, and an episode of Night Watch, and two abandoned kids while their parents are drinking in a bar. We'll also have an episode of Arch Oboler's Plays and Exercise in Horror, starring Peter Lorre. And we will also have an episode of Have Gun Will Travel, starring John Dehner, from 1959, in an Evil Time. And we'll wrap it all up with another episode of The Couple Next Door. That's what's coming up on this Saturday, 24th day of May, 144th day of the year, 221 days remaining. Do you remember the singer-songwriter whose original name was Robert Zimmerman? We'll tell you about him coming up in just a moment. On this date in 1844, Samuel Morse transmitted the first telegraph message in which he asked, "What hath God wrought?" On this date in 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge linking Manhattan and Brooklyn to New York opened to traffic in 1883. And that bridge has been sold a number of times. Yes. W.T. McCullough of Boston, Massachusetts, opened the first public garage on this date in 1899. One could rent space for selling, storing, and repairing vehicles. In 1935, Major League Baseball's first night game played under the lights at Cincinnati's Crosley Field as the hometown Reds defeated Philadelphia 2-1. The switch for the floodlights thrown by President Roosevelt. The United Press and International News Service merged on this date in 1958 to form United Press International. That was an organization that has gone through a number of upheavals over the years and still exists, but not by much. In 1976, the British and French Concords made their first commercial flights. In 1991, the feminist film drama Thelma and Louise, starring Susan Sarandon as Louise and Gina Davis as Thelma, released by MGM.
Let's not get caught. What are you talking about? Let's keep going.
Thelma and Louise, premiering on this date in 1991. In 2000, Israeli troops pulled out of Lebanon after 18 consecutive years of occupation. In 2000, the U.S. House of Representatives approved permanent normal trade relations with China following contentious debate.
I believe that the administration's policy is fundamentally immoral, and this Congress is ready to ratify a fundamentally immoral policy, a policy that has no morality behind it.
And quite frankly, I don't understand the White House. I'm going to tell it right the way it is. The White House will not wise up until there is a Chinese rocket stuffed right up their assets. They are so dumb on this issue, they could collectively throw themselves at the ground and miss. I don't want to hear any more mumbo-jumbo about trade. We're getting our clock cleaned. China knows it, and they're taking it all the way to the bank with a smile on their face.
If we end normal trading relations with China, then how do we influence change? The days when the U.S. could act like a bull in a china shop are over. Countries simply go elsewhere if they don't like the sounds that are coming from ours.
Maintaining this strategy of engagement is the wave of the future. We have to recognize that if we are going to do everything that we can to help the people in the United States and the people in China, we must maintain normal trade relations.
China not happy about some of the human rights conditions that have been attached by U.S. lawmakers, but it didn't matter. They didn't follow them anyway. And they want to deny. But I will tell you this. Whatever you think of China, they need to be taken down a peg or two. They really, really do. In 2002, Russia and the U.S. signed a temporary strategic arms reduction treaty.
The deep reductions, which are described in the treaty, take both sides down to in the neighborhood of 1,700 to 2,200. The treaty does not address the numbers of warheads that conceivably would be appropriate for either side, for replacement warheads to deal with technical issues that conceivably could occur, and that is not addressed by the treaty, as it should not be, in my view.
Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, the treaty was in force from June 2003 until February 2011, when it was superseded by the New START Treaty. A mass shooting occurred at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, 3 years ago today, resulting in the deaths of 21 people, including 19 children. Maggie Morales Thomas, whose sister was killed, said this should never have happened.
I want everybody to know, and I want everybody to remember her name, remember her face, and remember that she was a hero.
The gunman Salvador Ramos, a former student at the school, also killed, the deadliest shooting at a U.S. grade school since the attack in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, almost a decade earlier. Part of the problem at Uvalde was the fact that I hate to say this, because I'm a tremendous police supporter, but the police in Uvalde didn't do a damn thing. They let it happen. They let a lot of stuff happen. And it's sad to consider that today. Passing away on this date in history, the astronomer Nicholas Copernicus, also former Secretary of State John Foster Dulles, Duke Ellington, wonderful musician, also Vincent J. McMahon, the father of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the former head of the WWE. Irish actor Edward Mulhar, wonderful man. Dick Martin of Rowan and Martin's Lap-In, great comedian, very funny man. Rock and pop singer Tina Turner, passing away 2 years ago today and passing away last year on this date. From Iron Butterfly, Doug Ingle. He's the one who wrote that Inagata la Vida. And that is a song that is very near and dear to the hearts of disc jockeys across America. Because when you're working all by yourself and you've got that 11-minute song to play, it lets you get to the bathroom. Okay, born on this date in history, Roman commander Julius Caesar and German-born actress Lily Palmer, all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
I know some of their material was a mess, but Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong fame, 87 today.
Hey man, which one of you guys is the DJ?
Oh, that's me, Wink Dickerson from KRUT Radio.
Oh, far out, dang. Hey,
No,
listen,
that's
man.
Wink Dickerson from KRUT Radio.
Oh yeah, well, far out. Listen, man, do you want to give me your name, man? I'm supposed to introduce you after the next act, dig?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's Wink Dickerson from KRUT Radio.
Yeah, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, come on, man, open up. I think the cops saw me.
Dave's not here.
Tell us, Bob, here's the question I ask of all our contestants. What made you drop out?
Well, a lot of people think it was the 400 acid trips they took, you know.
Uh-huh, but what was it really, Bob?
One day I played Black Sabbath at 78 speed, man.
And then what happened?
I saw God.
You saw God. Well, that sounds like true enlightenment to me, Bob.
Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong fame is 87 today. Robert Zimmerman is born on this date. He is 84 years old. You know him by the name of Bob Dylan. He began his career as a folk singer, influenced pop music with his intelligent lyrics and his folk rock style. Bob Dylan, 84 today. You know this guy is Radar from MASH, Gary Berghoff, 82.
Oh, fuck.
And do you know how Gary Berghoff got started? He was Charlie Brown in the original stage production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Gary Berghoff, 82 years old today. Patti LaBelle, 81. Elvis's ex, Priscilla Presley, is 80. Johnny Cash's daughter, Roseanne Cash, is 70. From The English Patient, Kristen Scott Thomas is 65.
Why did you follow me yesterday?
I'm sorry, what?
After the market, you followed me to the hotel.
Kristen Scott Thomas, 65 today. He was Curly in the 2012 Three Stooges movie, and also from Mad TV. Will Sasso is 50 today. Country's Billy Gilman is 37, and NASCAR's Joey Logano is 35. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 24th day of May as their birthday. If this is your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say... Happy birthday to you!
On this Saturday Classic Radio Theater, Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills from 71 years ago today, May 24th, 1954, a Monday. The episode, though, entitled Weekend Special, Death.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year's traffic death toll was 37,500, a 7% increase over 1950. The National Safety Council believes that the best way to promote safety on the road is for each of us to know and obey traffic laws, to read and heed traffic signs. So be careful. The life you save may be your own.
This episode of Suspense, written by E. Jack Newman, produced and directed by Elliot Lewis, of course, and that's what gave these really, really dark episodes here. Tony Barrett and Joseph Kearns play significant supporting roles in this, along with Hy Averback, Whitfield Connor, Mary Jane Croft, and Barney Phillips. This episode goes back today, 71 years, May 24th, 1954, radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you the First Lady of Suspense, Miss Agnes Moorehead, in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, Autolite presents the terrifying story of a double murder and the woman who became involved in this criminal activity. Weekend Special Death. Our star, Miss Agnes Moorehead.
Hey, Stan, what's baseball's brainiest manager doing out here?
It's my battery, Harlow. It struck out due to no water.
Well, you should have an Autolite Stay Full battery, Stan. That's the perfect power pitcher that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
Sounds like a real major leaguer, Harlow.
Yeah, it sure is. The Autolite Stay Full bats 1,000, season after season, thanks to fiberglass retaining mats around every positive plate. They reduce shedding and flaking to give the Autolite Stay Full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
Drop me off at the nearest Autolite battery dealer, will you, Harlow?
Sure, Stan. He'll fix you up with an Autolite Stay Full, the battery that says right on the case, needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Remember, Stan, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents transcribed Miss Agnes Moorehead in Weekend Special Death, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Who is Franz?
I am.
I'm Lee Stanley.
Oh.
What is all this?
Maybe you can help us, Mr. Stanley. The woman says she works for you.
Rita, she certainly does work for me. She's worked for me for 2 years or more. Why are you holding her?
What does she do for you?
My secretary. Look, if I can't get any answers from you, I'd just as soon call Captain Hilliard at home.
I understand you're an attorney, Mr. Stanley.
I am. Right now, you might consider that she's my client, and I want to see her. I'm warning you, Franz, I won't tolerate any irregularities. You're holding her, and I have a right to see her.
Come on. I'll be in 201 for a couple of minutes.
Okay, Lieutenant.
We got her down the hall here, Mr. Stanley.
Booked yet?
Not yet. When we picked her up and tried to get some information from her, she just gave us her name and address and asked us to call you.
That's all we know, except, of course, the two guys she was with.
She was with 2 men?
Yep.
Where are they? Are you holding them?
Sort of.
What do you mean?
They're dead. Yeah, Mr. Stanley, your secretary killed them. In there. Go ahead, Mr. Stanley. She's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Lee? Lee, is that you?
Yeah.
Lee. This isn't a very nice way to spend a Sunday morning, is it?
No.
Hi.
All right. What is it? Tell me.
Lee, it was one of those silly things. Just one of the silliest things that could possibly happen.
2 men are dead, Rita.
I know, but Lee, I've heard you say it many times. You've even said it to me. If you're arrested and taken into custody, just give your name and address and ask for your lawyer. You say that to people all the time. You said it many times. I've heard you. I heard you.
I know. You did right.
Well, I asked for you. I wanted to tell you. I never thought I'd be... Lee, it was so silly. So very silly. Coffee was 92 cents a pound, and they had a special on steak, $1.15 for T-bones, and there were some bakery goods.
What?
The weekend specials. Well, yesterday afternoon, in the office, I was making out my list for the week.
Oh.
And I was getting my list ready. I was going to stop in the market on my way home. Potatoes, carrots, okra. Need some lettuce in there. Radishes. Celery. Elmwood 48321. Mr. Stanley is in the office right now. Is there any message? Yes, I'll tell him. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
My name is Tony LaFaro. Is Mr. Stanley in?
Oh, hello, Mr. LaFaro. I've heard Mr. Stanley speak of you. I'm Miss Dorsey, Mr. Stanley's secretary. I'm sorry he isn't in right now, but he's due back any minute.
Then I'd like to wait for him.
Yes, of course. Take a chair over there.
Sure. Thanks. Didn't know whether anybody'd be here or not. Saturday afternoon and all. I was going to call him at home if I didn't get him here.
Well, we're usually not here on Saturday afternoons. But Mr. Stanley had to be in court this morning, and then he had to attend a luncheon.
See?
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
That's swell. Not for me.
Oh?
When you said you'd heard Mr. Stanley speak of me, you mean that you know about the trouble I'm in.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Stanley will be able to help you, Mr. LaFaro. Otherwise, he wouldn't be handling the case.
Just don't understand how people can be that way. I didn't take that car. It was mine. It belonged to us, me and my wife. I had a right to sell it, and how she can charge me with theft, I don't know. I can't understand any of these things.
Well, what's this? Hello, Tony.
Mr. Stanley.
What's up now?
My wife's back in this country. She's going to throw some more charges at me.
That's right. I received a letter this morning.
I'm out on bail now, waiting for my trial and that other thing. Will they put me back in?
You better come in my office.
I brought those receipts and bill of sale on the car that you asked me to find.
Good.
All right, if I leave now, Mr. Stanley?
Go on in, Tony. I'll be in a minute. Make yourself comfortable.
Sure.
Rita, having plans this afternoon?
I want to get my shopping done. Why?
Well, I hate to ask this. It's such a swell afternoon and all, but he's in more trouble than he knows. There are 2 new warrants against him for grand theft. I want some information before they're executed, if possible. I'll need you.
Oh, Lee.
I'm sorry. These things happen now and then.
Well, I'll get my book.
I was going to play golf, if it helps you any.
Well, it doesn't. You know something?
What?
That mild, sweet little man, he's so polite and gentle. How could he get into all this trouble?
Because that mild, sweet little man is a liar and a thief, and they usually get into trouble.
Oh, you're always...
If he had a gun, he'd as soon blow your head off as look at you. Sorry I ever took him on as a client. Well, let's get started.
Anthony M. LaFaro was so quiet and soft, and when he looked at me with those big brown Latin eyes while I was taking notes, I knew how wrong everything had been for him. You as usual, were all lawyers. He'd talk and you'd tell him he was lying and make him tell it to you another way. It was all so involved. Something about him stealing a car from his divorced wife and her being in England. Oh, I don't know. I just took notes.
6. Well, that's enough for now. Where are you staying?
The motel.
You go back there right now and stay there. I'll call you Monday morning after I talk to Judge Presley. But I'm going to tell you one thing. This is going to cost you money.
Oh, don't worry. I can pay. Thank you for your time.
Sure. Good night.
Good night. And good night, Miss Darcy.
Good night.
Sorry I messed up your afternoon.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh. Where's my coat?
There.
Oh.
What about these?
Well, they have to be typed up.
For when?
I'll need them first thing Monday when I talk to the judge. When can you do them?
I better do them right now, Lee.
Oh, you're tired.
I'm busy tomorrow, and I don't want to take them home. I think I'll just stay here and get them out right now.
Oh, thanks. I better be getting along. You were swell.
Just a minute.
Hmm?
I have to go shopping before the stores close tonight.
Oh. Here's your check.
Thanks. I'm flat broke.
See you Monday.
Night, boss.
Night. You were swell to stay with you.
Well, it took me until 8:30 to type up the notes. And after that, I drove straight to Jack's Market. It's about 2 blocks from my apartment. I wanted to cash my check, get the groceries, and go home. My idea was to have a little something to eat and get to bed early. Well, it didn't work out that way. Wait! Hey! Wait, please!
Huh?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You aren't closed, are you?
Afraid we are, miss. It's 5 after 9 now.
Oh, there's still some people in there. I can see them.
They got here before 9.
Well, what time is it now?
5 after.
Oh, I haven't got a thing in the house to eat.
I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to let any more customers in after 9. That's why they put me here.
Oh, dear. There's just nothing in the house at all for dinner.
I'm sorry. We're open from 10 to 6 tomorrow. Could you come back then?
Yes, of course, but what about now, tonight?
What do you want?
Well, I could get by with a little steak. Well, just something for now. I just got off work
Well,
and
he isn't looking now. You go ahead.
Oh, thank
But
you.
don't say anything to anybody. It'll be my neck. Just pretend you got here before 9.
Gotcha.
Go that way.
Well, as long as I did get in, and I decided I'd do all of my shopping. It wouldn't hurt anybody if I was just a little late. You know how it is in a store. You wheel back and forth looking for what you want. At least I do. And that's what I did there. I was way in the back of the store, and I didn't notice it when they turned off the overhead fans. And I didn't notice that there wasn't anybody front at the cash register. But I did notice it when all the lights suddenly went out. Hey! Hey! I'm still in here! Hey! Hey! Wait a minute! Wait a minute, you! Mister! Hey! Hey! Oh, well, I'll be darned. I'm locked in. This was at Jack's Market. You know how they are. Always built in from the street so that you can park on any side. Well, that's fine when you want to park, but when you're locked inside at night and you want to get somebody's attention so you can get out, it isn't so fine at all. As a matter of fact, it's terrible. After a few minutes, I went to the hardware counter and got a flashlight and waved it for a half an hour, and when nobody saw it or paid any attention to it, I got worried. I was more worried when I got in the phone booth and found out I didn't have anything but a check. And I couldn't open any of the cash registers or the door to the little office in the back. I don't want you to know things got a little worse about 2 in the morning. after I'd settled for a pint of milk and a piece of cheese and stretched out with a sack of flour for a pillow. Something woke me up. Something near the side entrance.
Wires open. Okay. Got him grounded. Let's go. Come on. No. Wait here till I get set up. Keep an eye open. Here, take this. Nobody shows their face. Use it.
One of them, the bigger one, went to the little office carrying a load of tools with him. But he didn't worry me, but the other one, the one in the white overalls and the hat, worried me a lot. He didn't see me, but I saw him. Your client, Lee. The liar and the thief who'd as soon blow your head off as look at you. His name was LaFaro, and this time he had a gun in his hand.
Autolite is bringing you Miss Agnes Moorehead in Weekend Special Death. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Well, Harlow, I signed up an Autolite Stay Full battery.
Ah, smart move, Stan. You got yourself a real pennant winner with that great battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
And they tell me that Autolite Stay Full has a life that's longer than an umpire's face, Harlow.
Yes, sir, Stan. Fiberglass retaining mats protect every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking and give the Autolite Stay Full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
The Autolite Stay Full really makes a hit with me, Harlow.
And with everybody who wants a battery with pep, power, and peak performance every time. Friends, visit your Autolite battery dealer. He services all makes of batteries, and if you need a new battery, he has the Autolite Stay Full, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Miss Agnes Moorehead in Elliot Lewis's production of Weekend Special Death, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
When I was in high school, I went with a boy named Rudy. After school, he worked at a filling station with a pay telephone booth in it. And when Rudy wanted to call me, and nickels were very scarce in those days, he had a way of making a call without any money. I remembered Rudy, bless his heart. He's married, has 5 children. And I certainly had a call to make. Well, 2 men were drilling holes in a safe. One of them had a gun, and I was locked in a supermarket with them, and I wanted to tell somebody. Well, I took off my shoes and got myself up to the telephone booth. I left the door open so the light wouldn't go on, and then I went to work the way Rudy showed me. And I must have done something right. Good old Rudy. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody there? Hello? Oh, please. Hello?
This is the special operator.
Oh, hello?
This is the special operator.
Hello?
This is the special operator. Are you having difficulty?
Oh, I certainly am.
You'll have to speak louder. I can't hear you clearly.
I'm in trouble. I'm locked in
sorry,
Jackson.
miss. I can't hear you.
I can't talk any louder.
What is it, miss?
I'm in trouble. I'm locked in a supermarket. There are too many are trying to open the safe.
Well, this connection's very bad. What number are you calling from?
It doesn't make any difference.
I'll have to know your number before I can help you.
Well, it's Evergreen 50972.
What number are you calling from?
It's Evergreen 50972. Now listen to me. I want you to get the police over here right.
Very bad, miss. You hang up. I'll phone you right back. See if I can make a proper connection.
Don't hang up. No. Oh.
Oh, that sounds like a phone's off the hook.
Isn't this?
There's a phone up in that part of the store, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Watch for me.
What now?
Stop. Just like that. Oh, let's take ourselves a look.
If you heard a phone off the hook, it wasn't this one. Look.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting old or something. Any other phones in this place?
Just this one and the one in the office. You told me that.
Oh, yeah.
Besides, how would a phone get off the hook by itself?
I don't know. How would it?
You may be getting old at that.
I'm not too old to take you in on a job so you can get some money to get yourself out of a jam.
Oh, you old guys, give me a pain.
Ah.
I was behind the post-toasty display, I think. They were about 10 feet from me. As long as I just saw them and they didn't see me, I was happy. I was willing to let them rob the safe. I was willing to stay in the store all night. I was willing to do anything as long as I didn't get hurt.
Uh-oh. Hey. Oh, what are you going to do?
I'm going to answer.
Well, a minute ago...
That was a minute ago. This is now.
Well, look, you can just let it go and it'll stop ringing. Who calls a pay booth this time of night? It's the wrong number, you know that.
And I'll tell whoever it is. Hello. Special operator? Yeah. This is Evergreen 50972. No. No, I'm sorry. No one could possibly have called me here in the last 5 hours. I'm the night watchman. Yeah. Thank you. Right.
Yeah?
Somebody in here. Trying to use that phone 2 minutes ago. Dang. Yeah. All right, come out, wherever you're hiding.
Hey, you crazy suppose she's got a gun.
If he did, she'd have used it by now. Come on, come out! Okay. You take that aisle, I'll take this one.
All right.
There was one advantage. I knew they could have used a flashlight and nobody on the street would have seen it, but they didn't know that. So it all went on in the dark. The chase, I mean. I crawled, they walked, I slithered, they crept. There was one point when I was near the soup counter and they were off in the vegetable market. I thought I was safe. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Come on, get out.
Bring her back to the office where we can use a light.
Come on, you. All right, take it easy, take it easy. Oh, that's tough, that's real tough. Come on, shut up.
All right, get the door.
Yeah.
Hi. Miss Dorsey, isn't it?
Oh, you know her?
Yeah. Works for my lawyer.
Oh, swell.
How'd you get in here?
Well, come on, can't you talk?
I was locked in by mistake when they closed the store. I was locked in.
You said that.
I didn't have any change. I couldn't call anyone.
No?
No! I didn't want to be here. I don't care if you rob this store. I don't care what you do. I don't tell anybody.
That's so?
Yes. Just let me go. I won't.
But you did make one call. I'm locked in a supermarket. There are 2 men here. That's about the way it went with the operator, isn't it? You're kind of nice in a certain light. I said that to myself this afternoon. Kind of nice. Stanley says I lie all the time, doesn't he?
I've never discussed you with Mr. Stanley.
What are we going to do?
Huh?
I said, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to finish the job. I need some money.
Hey, what about her? She's seen both of us. She could pick us out of a show-up mug file. I got 2 losses already, and so you.
I know.
Well, what are we going to do?
Relax. She isn't going to say anything. Or pick out our pictures.
Huh?
No. We'll kill her, Fred.
He wasn't lying then, Lee. Not one bit. I knew that. I knew it the minute he looked at me. He told me to sit down on the floor facing the wall. I did, expecting a bullet in my back any minute. Instead, I had to sit like that while they went to work on the safe again.
Come on, hurry it up. Hurry it up, will you?
Going as fast as I can. Don't open one of these things in 15 seconds, you know. Doing my best. Ow, lousy.
You pushed it too hard, that's why it broke.
Well, you're pushing me too.
Get it open. We haven't got all night.
Just a second.
You, ever seen a safe crack before? Hey, you.
No. No, I haven't.
Pretty interesting, huh? How are we doing?
Close. Just a little bit here now. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, try it.
Okay. No, not yet.
Well, it should be.
Well, I tell you.
All right, let's get loaded up and get out of here.
Miss Dorsey, that's a very interesting project, cracking a safe.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, knock it off.
How much you make a week?
$60.
60 a week, huh? Tell me, you know how much I'm making this week for 2 hours' work? Do you?
No.
I'm making... Well, I haven't got time to count it now.
Okay, that's it.
All right, let's go. All right, baby.
Where to?
That way.
Up there?
It's as good a place as any.
Well, the noise.
I'll jam this into one of the flour sacks. It'll kill it.
All right, get the lights and let's get out of here.
I was surprised how anxious I was to live, even with those two men on the same planet with me. My eyes were pretty used to the dark by the time we were out in the aisle, passing the ginger ale display. You ever break a plate glass window? Well, I did.
Leave that bottle. You lost it. No, you crazy fool, you hit me.
Fred! Fred! Where are you? Where are you? Alarm or no alarm, I'm gonna get you, baby, and get you good. You scared? Scared, are you? Running won't do you any good. I'll get you sooner or later before you get out of here. Sooner or later!
I'd been falling over things all night long. This time it was the other one. The dead one.
Sooner or later, baby!
I didn't see it in the dark on the floor, but I felt it. His gun.
That enough for you, Lieutenant?
Yeah, that's plenty.
Can I go home now?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You don't want to hold her on these charges that homicide was justifiable?
Yeah, well, that isn't what worries me.
Well, what does? What have I done now?
Rudy. What was his last name?
Huh?
He may still be walking around making free phone calls. Maybe I want to talk to him.
You're my lawyer. What do I say to him?
Nothing, baby. You said enough. Come on, I'll take you home.
Good night.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Miss Agnes Moorehead.
This is Harlow Wilcox for Autolite, the world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. In 28 plants from coast to coast, the men and women of Autolite build over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, boats, and industry. Autolite contributes its manufacturing experience and skills to the fields of transportation, electronics, agriculture, die casting, and plastics. The Autolite name is famous all over the world for products of unsurpassed quality and performance. In service, too, Autolite facilities are worldwide. Wherever you travel, you'll find trained experts prepared to serve you. So, for superior products, always look for the name Autolite. Because from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week, the true story of an escape to freedom in which it has been necessary to change the names of all the principal participants in order that their survivors, still imprisoned, may live. It's called Listen, Young Lovers. Our stars, Mona Freeman and Robert Wagner. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliot Lewis, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Weekend Special Death was written for Suspense by E. Jack Newman. In tonight's story, Anthony Barrett was heard as Tony and Joseph Kearns as Fred. Featured in the cast were Hy Averback, Whitfield Connor, Mary Jane Croft, and Barney Phillips.
Agnes Moorehead is now appearing in the Universal production of The Magnificent Obsession and will start on tour in October in her one-woman show, The Fabulous Redhead.
And remember, next week, Mona Freeman and Robert Wagner in Listen, Young Lovers.
You can buy Autolite Stay Full batteries, Autolite Original Service Parts, or Autolite Standard or Resistor-type spark plugs at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
More than 500,000 children and adults are afflicted with cerebral palsy. Your dollars will help to cure and prevent this disease. Will you send a contribution tonight to your local affiliate of United Cerebral Palsy? This is the CBS Radio Network.
From 71 years ago, May 24th, 1954, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we'll take a look at the news from Monday, May 24th, 1954, and another show from that date, Night Watch.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, let's take a look at the headlines from Monday, May 24th, 1954. A convict who emerged into the mid-20th century world after going to prison in the gaslight era of 1897 said today he's confused by women trying to wear pants like men. 81-year-old Lyman William Hall said the changes in women amaze him the most, but he's puzzled by one other thing. I've read something and heard a great number of people talking about it since I got out of prison, and I'd like to know this. Who the Sam Hill is this fellow McCarthy? Hall, a white-haired oldster whose speech is curiously bookish and devoid of modern-day slang, was released from an Illinois prison on parole last week after serving more than 57 years of a life term for murder. Senators Potter, the Republican of Michigan, and Jackson, the Democrat of Washington, said yesterday they would have no objection to eliminating two principals in the Army-McCarthy dispute, one on either side, but they believe Senator McCarthy, the Republican from Wisconsin, and Roy M. Cohen should testify fully in their own behalf. Potter and Jackson said in separate interviews they do not believe Assistant Secretary of Defense Hensel, an Army principal, or Carr, the McCarthy Chief of Staff, have been linked closely with charges on which the Senate Investigation Subcommittee will resume televised hearings today at 10 o'clock. Meanwhile, the trend of Senator McCarthy's popularity, which climbed to a high point in January of this year and since then has been reversed, continues downward, according to a new Gallup poll. Based on interviewing completed during the last full week of the McCarthy Army hearings, interviewers found sentiment toward the senator dividing as follows: 35% favorable, 49% unfavorable, and 16% had no opinion. Senator Harriet Byrd said yesterday the government has insured $7.6 billion worth of home improvement loans without any prior appraisal of the value of the projects. He also said the government has lost $126 million through default on loans under the various programs of the Federal Housing Administration. Chairman Alexander Wiley of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee voiced doubts yesterday about the administration's new-look military policy and warned against any attempt to go it alone against Indochina. He also urged people be given more facts on Indochina. They should be told, he said, that ground troops probably will have to be sent there if this nation and its allies decide to intervene. Wiley emphasizing he has the greatest confidence in President Eisenhower and U.S. military leaders, but he questioned whether the Army should be cut from 20 to 17 divisions in view of this nation's increasing responsibility throughout the world. 50,000 East Germans yesterday crowded the Soviet zone of Erfurt around Archbishop Aloysius Munk's Papal Nuncio in Germany to observe the 1200th anniversary of the death of St. Boniface. The nuncio, which lives in West German Republic, made his first visit to Russian-occupied Germany to participate in the two-day celebrations. The Republican congressman from Wisconsin, Alvin Okonski, said yesterday it was his opinion that Soviet-Russian embassies are spy centers, training schools for spies. In Atlantic City, two national labor unions with 70,000 members voted yesterday to disband and join the CIO Retail, Wholesale, and Department Store Union. The two unions were the Distributed Processing and Office Workers of America and the CIO Playthings, Jewelry, and Novelty Workers. Delegates representing the membership of both unions met in Atlantic City and approved the merger. New York Mayor Robert F. Wagner gave assurances yesterday of full and adequate protection against intimidation and coercion in the repeat waterfront election Wednesday. The executive pledge, one of a series of Sabbath statements pertaining to the balloting in which this sport's 25,000 longshoremen are to decide between two unions as collective bargaining agents, the AFL International Longshoremen's Association and the independent group of identical name, which was ousted from the AFL because of racketeering abuses. Former AEC, Atomic Energy Commission Chairman Gordon Dean, said yesterday he favors a much greater exchange of atomic information among free worlds, but would not share the knowledge of how to make an atomic or hydrogen bomb. In Beverly Hills, police disclosed yesterday a party crasher seized during a lawn party at the mansion of film executive Jack L. Warner and later tried to hang himself in his jail cell after being arrested on suspicion of burglary. And a Moscow newspaper calls the renowned motion picture Gone with the Wind a conspiracy, carefully organized in Wall Street to arouse race hate among American Negroes. The official organ of the Soviet Ministry of Culture, Soviet Culture, labeled Gone with the Wind, now being revived in American theaters, anti-Negro propaganda, and declared the propaganda of racism was very subtle. They paid special attention to this film in Wall Street. They spent a lot of time in its staging. The premiere of the film was in the center of the Ku Klux Klan country, Atlanta, Georgia. It was a particularly reactionary film about the Civil War in the U.S. Soviet Culture described the post-war films Pinky, Home of the Braves, and Lost Boundaries as works intended to arouse racial feelings among audiences and intended to implant the ideas that Negroes should not force their place and that blacks should not mix with whites. Those some of the day's top news stories, as reported in the newspapers of Monday, May 24th, 1954. On your radio next will be the Night Watch program.
Your contribution of $10 or $6.95 for the budget relief package will send more relief overseas than the same money spent any other way. To help people in foreign countries with food or clothing, send your check to Non-Profit Care, New York. That's Care, New York. Send your check, your name and address, and full particulars about who's to get the package. Care, will do the rest.
By the way, before we get to Night Watch, one cute story here out of Buffalo, New York. Joseph Harris of suburban Tonawanda handed a Red Cross worker his donation with these words, "This may be a nutty way to make contributions, but I get a kick out of doing unusual things." The donation was a bag of walnut shells in which the nut meats had been replaced by coins. Well, there you go. Okay, we just heard Night Watch from Monday, May 24th, 1954, an Elliott Lewis production. Now let's listen to a show that was revolutionary in its time. Because as you may recall, when the program came out, Cops, it was revolutionary. It was said to be the first show that would depict police in the middle of their duties, live, recorded, on videotape. Well, in 1954, there was another show called Night Watch, and this was also using revolutionary technology. It was using audio tape, portable audio tape. And, of course, it's not like today where you've got a little cell phone and you can record anything in the world on that. But no, at the time, these tape recorders were the size of a small suitcase. And they had to be carried around and all this sort of stuff. So you hear what is revolutionary at the time. Night Watch from CBS, 71 years ago, May 24th, 1954.
Got all your gear done?
Yeah, thanks very much.
Well, good hunting, fellas.
See ya.
5-6-1 in service. Starting mileage 11,831. 11,831.
1 to 5-6, 10-4, mileage 11,831, 6:08 p.m. Detective Unit 5-6 in service on the Night Watch.
This is Don Reed, police recorder. You're riding in a detective unit. Black sedan, radio buried in the glove compartment. Looks like any other car on the road. No identification as a police car. We're all dressed in civilian clothes. Driving, Sergeant Ron Perkins. Partner, Sergeant Kurt Walter. This is Detective Unit 5-6. While you're with us tonight, remember, you're listening just as it happens. And the people you meet are not actors. You see, this is it. This is real. This is Night Watch.
Night Watch, the actual on-the-scene report of your police force in action. There are no actors, there is no script. Every voice, every sound is authentic. The investigations are recorded as they actually occur. Night Watch, presented with the cooperation of the Police Department of Culver City, California, W.N. Hildebrand, Chief. And now we switch you to Detective Unit 5-6, now on patrol somewhere in the field, and to the official police recorder, Don Reed.
5-6-1, come in.
1 to 5-6, go ahead.
5-6 on this abandoned child call. We're at Jefferson and Denton now. So far, we've been unable to locate the complainant or the vehicle. Do you have any further information?
1 to 5-6, yes. We've just had a second call. See the man at Welton and Jefferson. That's a block north of you, northeast corner. This is L.A. territory. Follow up and advise if you want an L.A. unit.
Roger.
It's just about 10:30, and the first part of the evening we were staked out on a market. Seems we had some reliable information that the market was going to be stuck up. But our information wasn't so reliable.
10-4.
Nothing happened. Right at the moment, we're on a call to meet the man about an abandoned child. We've had a bit of trouble locating the car. However, it should be up here right on this next corner. Now, this is L.A. territory in here, and if there's anything to it, of course, we'll call the L.A. division. Now, there's a man standing over here on the corner. And obviously, he's the one that's waiting for us. He's all bundled up in a big overcoat. Very cold out tonight. Icy, wind blowing off the mountains. Man pointing in a dark sedan. Looks like there's a little boy in it.
Howdy. You the gentleman that called the police?
I sure did.
Where's the mother?
Getting loaded.
Hi, how are you, son? Who's this little one here?
That's my big sister.
That your little sister?
Yeah.
How old are you?
4 years old.
How old?
4 years old.
4 years old. How old's your little baby here? Baby sister?
Oh, I don't know.
Not very old, is she?
Look, it's all in you. I'll go in and have it there.
Are you with this woman at all?
No.
What's the woman look like in
I
there?
just came in.
Yeah. Is she by herself or what?
I don't know.
Is she inside? You know the woman inside at all?
No.
How do you know she's in there?
I mean, this little boy's here all by himself. Yeah. He was crying when we first came in.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll take it. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
All right. You know who we are?
Yeah.
We're police officers. You know that?
Yeah.
How old's your little sister here?
Fine.
How old is she?
I don't know.
Not very old. About 3-4 months old?
Well, I don't know if she's that old.
Are you cold in here?
No, I have a blanket here right for me.
How about putting the blanket over the little baby sister here a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Keep her a little bit warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your mommy?
She's in there.
Where's your daddy?
He's at home.
He's at home. Your mommy here all by herself?
She's in there. She's drinking.
She's drinking?
Yeah.
Does she do this very often?
Well, sometimes.
How long have you been out here in the car?
Well, I've been out here, 2 hours, or... No, 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah.
Has your mommy come out at all during that time?
Yeah, when she's ready to go home.
I see. Okay. Whereabouts do you live? Do you live around here?
Well, we live at San Diego, and we...
San Diego?
Yeah, we are in another house now.
I see. Your daddy's home?
Yeah.
Your mommy's in the place in here drinking?
Yeah.
Okay, son.
Bye.
Huh?
Bye.
Goodbye. We'll see you in a little bit, okay?
Back to Unit 5-6.
5-6 to 1.
Go ahead, 5-6.
5-6, will you have a L.A. juvenile unit meet us at this location?
Roger.
How you doing?
We're doing okay. We're waiting for the juvenile officers to arrive.
Yeah, she's in there about half loaded. Of course.
She's sitting at the bar? Or what?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go in there. Oliver, you want to keep your eye on the children? We'll go in the bar a minute.
Into the bar. There's 6 or 8 patrons sitting on stools. Young couple sitting off to one side. It's the only woman in the place. Must be the mother. Woman, young, unsteady.
Children belong to you?
Perkins escorting her outside.
How come you leave them in this cold car like
Friend,
that?
possibly the husband, following up
How long have you been in
behind.
there?
Well, she came down to pick me up, sir.
How long you been in there?
About 5 minutes, I guess.
You've been there longer than 5 minutes. Been there a lot longer than 5 minutes.
No, I went in with him. We were talking.
You the husband?
Yeah.
You're the father of the children?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my car next door.
And you're the father of the children, are you? Do you have any identification on you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can I see it, please? This is your husband, huh?
Yes. Mrs. Cross?
Do you have any identification on you?
No.
An operator's license?
No.
How do you drive the car without an operator's license?
Yes, I have operator's license.
Where is it?
So we just got married down in Mexico.
How long ago?
About 6 weeks ago we got married, wasn't I? About 6 weeks ago? Yeah. I'm still under my other husband's name.
Well, this one little child in here, the baby, was in there lying with no blanket over it. She's cold.
I just came out a little while ago and covered her up and gave her the bottle.
Well, we got a complaint over 20 minutes ago, so we know you've been here at least 20 minutes.
We're going right home. She came down to get me. We're both going home.
Well, maybe you are and maybe you're not.
We are.
As far as I'm concerned, it's contributing to delinquency of a juvenile.
Oh, heavens, no.
Endangering a child's life, leaving a child in the car like that.
Oh, no,
Two children.
No, I was just sitting in there waiting for her, officer. I was just sitting here waiting.
Well, you're not going to drive any place, I'll tell you that much right now. You're too drunk to drive. You're not going to drive your car away from here.
I can get somebody to drive.
Well, you'll have to stand by here until LA arrives. You'll have to stand by till Los Angeles Police Department arrives. You're in Los Angeles here. We're just standing by till they get here. Them howling.
I don't want to get in any trouble, officer.
You're not in any trouble so far. What's the fact that children have been left out here? Why don't you go over and look at your children and see if they're all right, and I'll cover the baby up, huh?
Well, they're going over to check out the children.
Is she all right?
She's wet.
Is your mommy there?
Yeah.
Is your daddy over here?
No.
Huh?
No. No, that isn't his daddy.
Oh, I see. How old is the baby?
4 months.
4 months old. How old's the big boy here?
4.
4 years.
LA juvenile officers arriving.
Hi. I'm Sergeant Perkins. Gilbert, name. This is Ray Swords. I don't know what you want to do with it here, but we got a call down here about 30 minutes ago. These 2 little kids left in a car. We've been down here up until about 5 minutes ago. We went in the bar and got the woman out. She never come out to look at the kids. The little kid said it'd been here a couple of hours. Some stranger said a fellow that called in and said it'd been here quite a while. The little baby just lying there, nothing on her. Speak of, no blankets over. Little boy. Well, she's been drinking. This is the husband by 6 weeks. He's half loop. So you can do what you want with it.
Let's go over with the juvenile officers and talk with the husband and wife
That
again.
doesn't matter.
These your kids?
No.
Who's the little baby, the 3-month-old baby? Who's that belong to?
You married or not? Yeah, my daughter.
Ask if you was married.
You want to take me to Culver City Police Station?
No, you're not interested in Culver City Police Station. Ask if you was married. Huh?
Possibly.
I don't think you're married to him, are you?
No. No.
You gotta take care of your 2 kids, lady.
Where's your husband?
In San Diego.
You serviceman?
No.
Sergeant, can I see you a minute?
Sure.
Tell you what I think we better do here. We'll send the lady and her children home in a taxi, but this guy's too drunk. I think we'll take him in and book him.
It's okay with us.
My sense again, we're gonna get a petition to take these children away from you. Understand that?
Just told her that. You mind what I told you now? If ever brought to detention again, you're going to...
If I ever do this again, I deserve it.
All right, so you go on home.
Really, I deserve it now.
Get them kids home with you.
But I want the children.
You want to chase around, you get somebody to take care of them kids.
We're going to shove off. See you later, fellas.
The LA officers will stand by until the taxi arrives. Amanda's being taken into custody. That sort of winds up our business here.
Sure cute little fellow in that car, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's pretty hard to figure some people.
Control 1 to car 40, clear, code 7, KMA 394.
5-6, clear.
1 to 5-6, clear. All units in the vicinity in car 5-1 on Washington Place, 1 block west of Evans. Man in the street threatening suicide, code 2.
5-6 to 1, we're in the area and rolling.
1 to 5-6, 10-4.
You are listening to Night Watch and following the activities of Detective Unit 5-6 on its tour of duty. Remember, the people and sounds you are hearing are real, and the investigations are recorded in the field as they actually occur. We'll bring you the final results of tonight's action at the conclusion of Night Watch. And now we switch you back to Detective Unit 5-6, somewhere in the field, and to the official police recorder, Don Reed.
Just a few more blocks to the scene. It's a man threatening to take his life in the street. Just a little bit of mist falling. The streets are just a bit slick. We have to sort of watch our traction. Rolling a lot in second gear. Sergeant Walter using the hand spotlight with a red lens over it that moves the traffic over. Now, here comes one of our radio cars swinging in from a side street. There are red lights glaring. Now they're swinging around, taking off in front of us. Should be up here in the next block, I believe. Yeah, there they are. The radio car's pulling up. We're sliding in behind. Man on the street pointing.
That's the man down there?
Yeah. What's the trouble with him?
Oh, his wife pulled a wingding on him, and he's...
We'll have to go get him. So we'll talk to you later. There's a young fellow right out in the middle of the traffic. Two of the officers are chasing him. Moss and Cameron. Walter and Perkins out there with flashlights trying to stop the cars before someone really gets hurt. Oh, they almost had him, but he darted away. There's a little bit of a break. It's late at night, and there's not too much traffic. Boy. Wow. I picked a great time to forget my flashlight. Now the suspect is cut out on the street and taking off across a vacant lot. Cutting back this way, one officer grabs him. We're hurrying over. Two officers struggling with him. Third officer's in there now.
Everything's all right. Don't go and try to use it. Just relax. Nobody's doing anything.
Well, you were trying to...
Just settle down.
Settle down now.
Poster man.
Let your hands up. What do you want to talk about?
We want to talk to you right here. Right here. Right here. Stand here and talk.
Sure, but I can't stand still.
Just stand here and talk.
I can't stand still. Let me move around, will you?
What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh?
I just broke up.
You broke up? What? About what?
Right, let me talk to a psychiatrist. Maybe he can do something.
Do you think you need a psychiatrist?
Somebody needs a psychiatrist.
What seems to be the trouble? Your wife and you've been fighting?
Oh, they called last night. Said I took a swing at her, but...
Did you take a swing at her?
She didn't get any marks on her.
I don't know. I'm just asking. Have you been drinking?
Sitting on the floor.
He's had some sedation.
Taking dope right now.
Taking, narcotics? How do you feel? You feel all right now?
Sure, but wobbly.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. Did the doctor give you some pills to make you relax or something? Is that
Yeah.
Capsules, they were?
Are you a neighbor?
Yeah.
Did we have a word with you?
Yeah.
Neighbor, young fellow we talked to earlier. Sergeant Walter taking him aside. Perkins, uniformed officer, is walking the suspect around, trying to calm him down.
Well, he found out Monday this gal's wife called him and told him that her husband and his wife had been running around for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a real emotional guy. He's very unstable. Not to get violent or anything, but I mean, he'd break down and cry, you know. He lets it come out.
Mm-hmm.
So then it all came to a head yesterday, and he took off, and then he didn't know where she was, and he called, and he couldn't get hold of her, and he called me. And his wife called my wife this morning, said she was up in Hollywood or someplace, which she probably wasn't. And she said she was going to stay another night.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to stay away another night tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So then she called him a while ago. Told him the same thing. Now he wants to go look for him. I got the rotor out of his car, and his sister's got the keys, and he can't take the car, but he's going to shove off. So his sis wants him, if it's at all possible, to take him in someplace and hold him tonight.
Well, it'd be possible to take him in and book him as a psycho, but if we do, we'll have to take him to the county hospital. He'll be there for 72 hours, pending an examination to determine if he is mentally unstable. And if he is, he'll be committed. If he is not, he'll be released.
Is there some way to take him out to Sawtell?
Is he,
He's a veteran.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you consider him from being a neighbor? Do you consider him...
I consider him very rational.
Very rational?
Yeah.
How do you account for this outburst now? When the officers asked him to halt, he kept on running.
Well, he's got it in his mind. He's going to go find his wife and this guy.
And probably kill him.
If he could get hold of a gun, he probably would.
That's what I mean.
He probably would. But how many guys in this... if you were in his shoes...
That's right.
I mean, to me, it's silly. I mean, I'd just let her go. But he's nuts about the gal. He'd take her back right now if she walked up to him. And he's just all mixed up, that's all.
What, do you believe his wife is running around?
She admitted it.
Oh, she did.
And it's just a fouled up mess, that's all. But I don't think he's a psycho. But it's no good leaving him here this way.
No, we're not going to leave him.
Anything is better than...
We can't.
She won't condone it, and I would say, as a friend of his, it's no good for him.
Well, he said a while ago he needed a psychiatrist. I wonder if he would consent to go into Sawtell if we made arrangements.
I think he would.
We don't want to use any more force than is necessary, but we might have to use it.
Well, I think if I could talk to him and go along halfway, I mean, I don't think he'll get violent, because he...
All right, let's the two of us then talk to him, and you explain to him that if he doesn't go along with the idea of going to Sawtell, we'll be forced to take him to the county hospital and book him in as a psycho.
Let's move back to the suspect.
Kind of running.
If you'll just stop and think, it's the best thing for you.
Is it? I might have found out.
Well, no, you won't now.
No, I won't. I'll never know that.
So, let's walk back now.
Heading back to his house on the corner. Officer under each arm.
We really don't think there's anything wrong with you. It's just we know you're a little mixed up.
Monday night I went out gun on the floor.
Mm-hmm. See, you might get that feeling again, and we don't want to take that chance. I mean, for your good as well as the other fellow.
Well, I ain't got my gun.
Well, but you might just accidentally bump onto it again, and we wouldn't want that to happen.
Why?
Oh, it would put you in a bad spot.
I don't care about myself.
I know you don't, but we do. It's our job to worry about you and about the other people, too.
It's just would ease my conscience and show them that I found out.
Well, but
caught him.
We don't want it to. We don't want to make the situation worse. It's bad enough as it is.
I know.
See, so far you did no wrong. It's everybody else. Your conscience is still clear. But if you went out and did something that you'd be sorry for,
I wouldn't be sorry anything I did.
Do you have any children, sir?
Best 10-year-old boy. It's all he's saying to you. I just didn't go to a drunk tank or something like that.
We can't book you drunk, sir, if you're not drunk. You're not drunk.
Well, we'll see.
You're just a little mixed up and you need a little rest. We don't say there's anything wrong with you. You're not drunk and you're not psycho. You wait right there for a minute, will you, please?
I'm going to go and get my pill.
Well, I'd rather if you didn't take another pill right now, because if we go down there, they'd want to give you any medicine that you require there. Kurt, see you a minute.
The Veterans Hospital won't take anybody on a direct admission unless it's an emergency. You better take him to our police doctor. You want to tell his friend?
Keeper. The Veterans Hospital won't take him on a direct admission unless he's an outpatient clinic and a real serious emergency. And so he suggests that we take him down to our police doctor and have him examined. And if he decides that he should be committed, then we'll commit him to the county hospital. We can't do anything else. It would be a crime if we didn't take him into custody.
Well, yeah, and I think it would be best for him.
I think so, too. We'll ask him to go along to the doctor now to be examined, and chances are the doctor can put it to him in such a way down there that he won't mind going down to the hospital. At least we hope he won't.
Well, I hope he don't kick up a fuss now, because he's getting his heels up about going.
Well, we'll have to handcuff him if it's necessary. I hope we don't. Okay.
Do you want to secure his house point?
You want to bring your car down?
He's going to stay here for assistance for the kids.
Perkins has taken the young fellow into his house to pick up some of his personal things. Let's go on in. Subject standing next to the stove in the kitchen.
I'd like for you to go along with the officers down to our police doctor.
Trying to coax him out without using the cuffs.
Whatever the police doctor says, we'll do.
Okay. But I don't want to go for take me somewhere, because I'll work up.
Well, chances are you will go down to the county hospital if you have to go anywhere. Okay? You come along with this officer here now. He'll take you down to the doctor.
Thank you very much.
Escorting the subject out to the radio car. Officer in the back to keep an eye on him. Officer Johnny Moss motioning for us over here.
He wanted some more sleeping pills. I went in the bathroom and I put some bicarbonate of soda in his sleeping pills, and we gave him those, so he thinks he's sedated, and actually he's in pretty good shape.
Good deal. That's very good. You explain it to the doctor and follow his recommendation. The hospital has been notified.
Let's get back to our car again. It's kind of rough on the guy after 10 years.
Yeah, sure is.
What you have just heard is real, recorded as it actually happened on The Night Watch. We switch you now back to headquarters and the desk of Police Chief W.N. Hildebrand.
Tonight's first investigation involving the children left unattended in a car resulted in a strong warning to the mother and the booking for plain junk of the man in the case. Although, as you heard, technically this incident took place just inside of the Los Angeles territory, all of the officers agreed a warning to the mother would suffice this time, as any further action would work a greater hardship on the children. The final case of the man who became emotionally unstable resulted in his being committed for psychiatric examination. Actually, he was released 3 days later. Rest and a chance to talk out his problem was what he needed to get his mental condition under control. Recently, I received a letter from a minister in San Francisco, California. He had just heard the case of a woman under the influence of alcohol who kicked over the desk as she went berserk in the police station. Perhaps you may remember this case. It was the minister's opinion that everyone drinking to excess should have heard every word of that recording. It not only showed the dangerous road they are treading, but the real behind-the-scene problems facing your police officers. The minister concluded by saying, our work has much in common when it comes to maintaining public security. I hope in listening tonight, you have come to understand just a little better the other fellow's point of view. If you have, then we have a meaning for Night Watch.
Thank you, Chief Hildebrand. You have been following Detective Unit 5-6 on its tour of duty on The Night Watch. Every voice, every sound has been real. Night Watch is brought to you through the cooperation of the Police Department of Culver City, California, with technical advice by Sergeant Ron Perkins, and is described in the field by the official police recorder, Don Reed.
Reed was one of those real go-get-em reporters back in the day. He really was a reporter. He worked for a number of Los Angeles radio stations, KABC, KMPC in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. He won several awards for his reporting, and he was the first radio reporter to board a helicopter to report on Los Angeles traffic from the air. And he did lots of the sort of thing that you hear here. But he was recording it, and he let the sound tell the story. Before stories, you would hear the sirens and the police approaching and all of that. So he did that. He produced Night Watch for CBS, gathering material while out with police and then recreating gun battles, other things that had happened. It was a wonderful show, and it was, in truth, the predecessor to Cops, because what Don Reed and CBS and Night Watch did for radio, Cops and Fox did for television. Night Watch, 71 years ago, May 24th, 1954, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Let's look at what's ahead over the next few days here on Classic Radio Theater. Tomorrow, on Sunday, we'll have an episode of Suspense from 1944, the second half of Donovan's Brains, starring Orson Welles' last appearance on Suspense. We'll also go back to 1958 for an episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar with Bob Bailey, and a full hour of the Lux Radio Theater Test Pilot, starring Robert Taylor, Rita Hayworth, and Robert Preston. On Monday, King for a Day with Jack Benny. We'll also have the Royal Gelatin Hour from 1938 with Rudy Valley and his guest Judy Canova. And we'll have an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop. While not strictly comedy, you might find it amusing. Talks about that brand new audio tape technology from 1957, I Have Three Heads. On Tuesday, we'll have Westerns with episodes of Fort Laramie and Gunsmoke from 1956, Jimmy Stewart is the Six-Shooter from 1954, and a Suspense episode from 1962, That Real Crazy Infinity. On Wednesday, we'll hear from Jack again, Jack Benny from 1950, Phil Harris from 1950, Fibber and Molly from 1945, and Archie Andrews from 1949. More comedy on Thursday with episodes of Father Knows Best from 1952, a half hour with Lum and Abner from 1949, and our annual presentation of Biography and Sound from 1956, and a portrait of Fred Allen. Fred Allen had passed away earlier in 1956. And then Friday, police drama with Counter Spy from 1948, Don McLaughlin, Mandel Kramer. This Is Your FBI and the Larceny Express from 1952, The Green Hornet from 1939, and a couple of Memorial Day programs, Anthology from 1954 about Memorial Day, and Against the Storm, a soap opera from 1941, all dealing with Memorial Day memories. And we'll get into more fun next week here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. But up next, Arch Oboler's Plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, make tomorrow your D-Day. Get an extra bond for defense. Step into any bank or post office and buy yourself a profitable share in America's future. As an investment, bonds are better than ever. They can help you save safely, conveniently, and profitably. So whether you already buy on the payroll savings plan where you work or the bond-a-month plan where you bank, get an extra bond for defense tomorrow.
Now on this episode, we continue now with Arch Oboler's Plays on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We go back 80 years, May 24th, 1945. Peter Lorre complaining about Arch Oboler's Plays. Yeah, you'll hear that here in this episode entitled An Exercise in Horror.
Mutual presents Arch Oboler's Plays. The Mutual Broadcasting System has the pleasure of presenting the 7th broadcast of a special 26-week series of plays by radio playwright Arch Oboler. In this series, we hope to bring you dramas full of excitement and meaning, the excitement of good stories, and the meaningfulness of plays told in relation to the expanding world in which we live. The play will be introduced by Mr. Peter Lorre.
When I read the announcement that Mr. Oboler was returning to the air over the Mutual Broadcasting System, I was very happy indeed. I sent letters of thanks to Mr. Kobach and Mr. Carlin, Mr. Dunlea, and Mr. Marconi, and everybody else connected with radio, because Mr. Oboler, he writes such wonderful, nice horror stories, and horror stories always make me very happy. But I listened to the first week, and the play was all about our post-war responsibilities. No horror. And I listened to the second week, and the play was all about a gentleman called Vincent van Gogh. No horror. And I listened to the third week, and the fourth week, and the fifth week, and the sixth week. No horror at all. And I said to myself, oh, no, he can't do this to me. So I went to see him, and I said, please, Mr. Oboler, I'm very unhappy. Why don't you write me a nice horror story? And he said,
I'm really very sorry, Mr. Lorre,
I'm not going to write a horror play for this series.
Oh, but why? You write such nice horror plays. Oh, I remember the one. You remember about the wife who turned into a cat and ate up the body that was turned inside out, and you could hear everything happening? Oh, and the Chinaman whose head was cut off, and his ghost kept asking, where is my head? Where is my head? And the old man in a cage who made necklaces out of the bones of young girls.
Mr. Lorre, it's no use. It's no use. I'm not going to write a horror play.
But what's the matter? Have you forgotten how to do it? Are you slipping, Mr. Oboler?
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Lorre. If I might say so objectively, if I put my mind to it, I can bring out goosebumps on a bowling ball.
You don't say.
I just did. But I'm not going to write any horror plays for this series.
But why?
I'd rather not say.
Oh. Well, would you mind teaching me how to do it? You know, the tricks of the terror trade, so to speak. I've appeared in so many horror stories. Perhaps if you show me how to do it, I could write to myself, huh? And then Mr. Oboler looked at me with his big green eyes, and he said,
all right, Mr. Lorre, you asked for it. An exercise in horror.
An exercise in horror. A peculiar comedy.
Before we begin, may I post a warning?
This broadcast is not intended for strong-minded children under 12 or weak-minded adults over 21.
First, Mr. Lorre, we'll take up the matter of horror in motion pictures.
Grandeur Pictures presents The Bloody Monster.
It goes something like this.
John.
Huh?
John, wake up.
What's the matter?
Listen. Do you hear?
No, it can't be. I shot him. I hung him. I burned him. I drove a stake through his heart.
It's at the door.
No. Go away. You're dead. I'll give back the jewels. Don't come in. Don't. Frankenstein!
Instead, substitute the wolf man or the walking zombie or the invisible man or the divisible man or the reversible man. But it all adds up to the same thing. Goose pimples for 35 cents matinee, 55 cents evening, servicemen in uniform, half rates.
Super Production presents 20 great stars in Ghost Light.
In contrast to our previous low-budgeted horror, this production cost in the neighborhood of $2 million. No monsters are allowed in this picture. The horror is purely schizophrenic and paranoid.
In other words, you mean it's about nuts?
Well, yes. With your assistance, Mr. Lorre, a demonstration.
What do you want of me?
Oh, don't be frightened. You're very beautiful. But I didn't marry you because you were beautiful. It was because of your ear.
My ear?
Don't be frightened. Your ear. Your lovely right ear. Didn't I tell you?
Tell me what?
Don't be frightened. Didn't I tell you when I married you that I have a fetish for ears? Right ears? Don't be frightened. Oh, it would look so beautiful. Your right ear hanging from my watch chain.
Oh, yes, very definitely. The $2 million notwithstanding, there must always be a scream. So now, Mr. Lorre, you know about horror and motion pictures.
Oh, but please, Mr. Oboler, I want to do my horror stories for the radio.
Radio? Oh, that's simple, too. First, there's the horror series that always starts with an opening door.
Somebody really ought to oil a hinge.
This type of radio horror program is the Don't Be Frightened Kiddies, We're Only Fooling School. It goes like this.
My arm! You're breaking my arm! No, don't! My arm! My arm!
And
Now it's your turn.
No, my head. You're crushing my head. Don't.
Now you, my third victim.
What are you going to do to me?
I'm going to take away your blood. Your blood. All your blood. It's like a little waterfall. And just at the moment when your stomach begins to ask questions, that voice comes on.
Are you frightened? Are you really, really frightened? Well, I'm not. Why should I be? I'm getting paid for this. And you just wait until you get through the commercial and you hear the next half of the program. Such lovely gore. I'm knee-deep in it in the studio. And if tonight you wake up and there's a little gore goes, think of you. Don't worry. You won't. There is the ghost of the check.
Also in radio, we have the title Horror Extravaganza, which opens with a series of chimes beaten by a sound man who hits each chime as if it were his right. The characters of the play then begin to climb from your loudspeaker with enough reality to make you wish you could cover for your night that the author had been strangled when very young.
Lights. Everybody.
Sam, get up. Sam, what do you want to faint for? Sam, get up. We gotta get out of here. Shadows. They call it one.
Momentarily, due to conditions beyond our control, we now bring you in its place, for the moment, transcribed music.
Very interesting, but you haven't told me one thing.
What's that?
Why won't you write any more horror stories? The truth, please, Mr. Oboler.
Yes, truth. I can't write any horror plays because some people in recent years have been writing far more potent ones than I can ever do.
Please tell me about these artists.
All right. Without permission of the copyright owners, may I bring you a few scenes from the works of these artists, presented to you without interruption for commercial or apology or warning or explanation. Here, Mr. Lorre, ladies and gentlemen, is horror such as I could never invent.
More coffee, Vater?
Ja, bitte.
More Kuchen?
Ja. Mutter, I think I've eaten too much.
I think so, too.
No, Father. You can never eat too much. The fatter he gets, the more beautiful he gets. Isn't that so, Mutter?
I think so, too. Martha, come. The dishes are getting tired on the table.
Mutter, what time does the concert start?
Oh, we have time. It's not until after 8.
Oh, so. And I will sit here and smoke. Where's Carl?
Oh, some meeting somewhere.
Carl and his meetings.
Did you see his new uniform?
Yes, I saw his uniform.
He looks so straight and thin.
When I was his age, in my uniform, I looked thin, too.
I still like you the way you are.
Yeah, it's been such a nice Sunday. The park, water, such a wonderful lunch, such a wonderful supper. And now we go to the concert to get pissed off.
The little ducks, Father. Aren't they cute?
Yeah, but they should not let the children tease them so much. Animals should not be molested.
That is right, Father. You should write a letter to the paper.
Already it's written.
Father, with his kind heart.
Well, I'd better go out and see how she's doing with the dishes. Father will be blowing in his handkerchief.
It is music of the heart. There is nothing to be ashamed.
Well, I'd better get started.
Jawohl.
Father, what's that?
Oh, I don't know. Something in the street. I go look.
Father, what is it?
Oh, some of the young men of that new, what is the name, Nazi party.
What are they doing?
Oh, having some fun with an old Jew. Hurry, Mutter, get your things. We'll be late for the concert.
Walter, why are you standing there? This is no time to be such a student. Go drink beer.
Ja, Großvater. How is the grandpapa?
Ah, the grandpapa is fine. How are you enjoying the party,
I think I am a little drunk.
Sure, you're drunk. This is a time to be drunk. Excuse me if I can get through,
Shh.
What is it?
He is sleeping.
Oh, that is very nice.
Your voice, you big bear. Keep it down.
But I am whispering. May I look at him?
You have seen him 1,000 times.
Anna, as you are the grandmother, I am the grandfather.
All right. Come, look. But quiet.
Schöne Sticky.
He is beautiful. Where is his mama?
Oh, she is out there laughing and dancing. Well, why shouldn't she? Now her son has a name. Heinrich.
It is a good name. Oh, I almost forgot. He sent a present.
The one sent present?
No, a special one from little Heinrich's namesake. Here's the package.
To Heinrich Brock from Herr Heinrich Himmler.
Open it. Open it?
No, his mama.
She will have plenty to open. I must see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa, such a beautiful book.
Yeah. The Triumph of the Reich.
Such a gift. Such an honor. Such a godparent.
Yeah, but...
What is the matter?
The covering of the book.
Beautiful.
But what,
Some kind of skin.
Here. Look at these marks.
What?
Tattoo.
Oh.
What is the difference?
Yes. What is the difference?
Come, we will show it to Anna. It is her child. Anna, look what a beautiful gift.
So nice. Yeah. When I was a very young man, I wished to become a great violin virtuoso.
Well?
Yeah. That old Italian, he plays from the heart.
Yeah.
When the war is over, I think I will come back here.
No. I do not like so much sun.
I will bring my wife, my children. The young ones will like the green hills.
No. Too much sun for me.
It must be time for lunch. Italiana, old man.
Si, signore. Che vale, signore?
What happened to the chicken cacciatore your wife was going to make us today?
Oh, yes, the chicken cacciatore. I gave you my word you were to have a chicken cacciatore, and a chicken cacciatore you will have.
But we are hungry now.
Signor, when I married my wife 40 years ago, my mama, she said to me, Luigi, no marry this woman. I said, Mama, I know can I hear you. My mama, she said, Luigi, no marry this woman. My mama, she's right. My wife, she's no good. All the morning she chases one chicken and no can I catch. Hey, what's the matter? I say something funny? Signor, you hear it? She catching the chicken cacciatore. He's down your way to your mouth. Hey, I'm
coming. Such a charming, foolish people. Time to them is nothing. Yesterday I asked how old the house was. He said, as old as the church. I asked him how old the church was. He's at as old as the house.
Oh, Kinder.
He is so proud of this old place. Well, it has its own beauty. What happened to the music? Senor, will you play for us? It is a day for your music.
Si, signore.
I laugh at them. We have been billeted here in this village only a month, and it's as if it was forever. I lie here on the grass, the music, the sun, and tomorrow is today, and today is tomorrow, and who cares?
Yeah, Herr Hauptmann, who cares?
I don't care, Hauptmann.
Yes, what?
A message, sir, from headquarters.
Headquarters? Give it to me. So, Lieutenant.
Zu Befehl, Herr Hauptmann.
An American armored column is coming up the valley. We are ordered to retire. Assemble your men.
Zu Befehl, Herr Hauptmann.
Lieutenant, wait. Put into execution the general order. All buildings with livestock and property in this valley ought to be destroyed. Everything. We'll start on this house. We are quite through with it. But, Lieutenant, if that old Italiana tries to interfere, burn him too.
Please, Herr Oboler, do not be so angry.
Fool. Angry. Angry. I have every right to be angry. Every right.
But the conditions...
There are no conditions. I ask you one question. Are you a businessman, and is this a business?
There's no argument, Herr
No
Oboler.
argument. That is generous of you. That is magnanimous of you. You stupid fool. You make such mistakes and you tell me there's no argument?
You should not talk to me so, Herr
I will talk to you as I please. I'm the founder of this business. I'm the majority stockholder. It is my brains, my influence. Yes, my influence and the chancellery alone which gives you the bread you eat in your own home. Remember that. Do not forget it.
Ja, Herr Oboler.
So, now we have an understanding. Now I will correct your mistakes. Come.
Ja, Herr Oboler.
Faster. Walk faster. How can we get things done if you crawl along like a tired old woman?
Ja, Herr Oboler.
Wait. Stop. Look at the dirt on this machinery. How can there be efficiency if there is dirt?
But only this morning.
This morning is not now. The product must be absolutely clean.
Ja, Herr Oboler.
All right. Move on. Move on.
Ja, Herr Oboler.
Now then, here. Here at this machine is your mistake. You see? If the conveyor belt came from the right instead of the left, you see how obvious it is?
But I thought...
Do not think, I will think. If the metal cans came from this side instead of the other, there would be no difficulty. The finished cans would go on in a straight line. You see? You see?
Jawohl, jawohl.
All right, come. I will say one thing more. Always you should bear in mind that this great opportunity has been given to us purely on trial. As it has been given to us, so it can be taken away. If we operate properly, efficiently, we will make a fortune. If we are foolish, make foolish mistakes, are non-efficient, dirty, turn out an inferior product, in a short while we are kaput. You understand?
Ja, Herr Oboler. This new labeling machine, as the cans come down the line, this new machine labels two at once.
Most efficient. As you can well understand, this particular project will not last forever. After all, the sources of raw material will not always be there.
Ja, Herr Oboler.
If we have performed this function efficiently, I'm sure the authorities will remember us and reward us accordingly.
Oh, I hope so, Herr Oboler.
Yes. Look at this can. Beautiful product. Most efficient one. What a pity when the material is all used up. I understand that the crematories in western Poland have practically shut down. Yeah. A wonderful product for our German gardens. Of that there is no doubt. There is no better fertilizer than human ashes.
Getting colder.
Ja, Vater.
Put up your coat, Carla.
Ja, Vater.
They should at least have sent us back by one of their army trucks. Ah, well, the walk will clear our heads. Well, what do you think, Friedrich?
It was terrible, Vater.
Yeah, terrible.
All those bodies and the smell.
Yeah, schrecklich. And only a mile from our own village.
Ja, Vater.
I never thought I would see with my own eyes. But then I never thought many things. That our great Wehrmacht would be beaten, that these Americans would be here victorious.
Can't we walk faster, Papa?
Yeah. Mutter will have some supper ready. I could use some hot soup. Mutter was so frightened. When the Americans came and said that all we men of the village must go see the camp, she thought they were going to execute us. You did not know that?
No, Father.
Yeah, she told me that. Of course, I told her she was a fool. These are Americans.
But they were very harsh, very stern.
Yeah, good soldiers. Friedrich, you had better not tell Mutter what we saw. After all, she is a woman.
Whatever you say, Father.
Such a terrible thing. So close to our village. Friedrich.
Ja, Vater?
You know what was the most terrible of all?
The body that hung on a hook like...
No. Do not be so young. Don't think of it that way. What you saw, do not think of as human. It was Russian, Polish, that's all. The most terrible thing was that it was not hidden.
What?
Hidden, destroyed, before the Americans got there. No such record should have been left. The body should have been destroyed, the buildings burned. It is the duty of Germans to do things to perfection. Whatever is done, to perfection. Remember that, Friedrich. Always remember that.
Ja, Vater.
Well, Mr. Lorre, that's it. No, one more. One more horror story, and I want you to participate. Yes, you and every man and woman and child listening in. Each of you in his own imagination. And I cast you, Peter Lorre, as the narrator.
Fill the Yankee Stadium in New York with 100,000 people. There isn't room for that many. No matter, jam them in. Jam them in and shut the gates. Let them wait there. Go to Chicago. Take Soldiers Field. Jam another 100,000 into it. Lock the gates on them. Tell them to wait. We'll be back very quickly. Go to the Sugar Bowl down south. Another 100,000 into it. Lock the gates on them. Go to Cleveland Stadium. Lock in another 100,000. Go to Kezar Stadium in San Francisco. Fill that up with another 100,000. And to the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And fill it to the brim with another 100,000 human beings. Now, stand in the center of those stadia where men have played a game called football and look around you at the people. 100,000 in Los Angeles, 100,000 in San Francisco, 100,000 in Chicago, Cleveland, in New Orleans, and in New York. Look at them. 600,000 people. Have you ever seen so many? So many people? Some relatives, neighbors, friends. Most of them strangers. But people drawing breath as you do, looking down at you and wondering why they are there. I'll tell you why they are there and why you are there. Give a signal. Yes, give a signal. And in New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, all at once, turn machine guns on these people. Kill them. You heard me. Kill them. Kill the people. Spray the bullets around the stadium into the faces of the girls. The old man there, the mothers, the young man, and the old man, and the children, and the babies. Listen to the scream, but don't stop. Blast the bullets into them as they tear around in panic. Kill them. Kill them. Never stop until they are all dead. Until their bodies cover all the seats in Soldiers Field, in Yankee Stadium, in Cleveland, in New Orleans, in San Francisco, and Los Angeles, until not a groan is heard, not one finger moves, until a mass of flesh is silent, and the only sound you hear is the rush of their blood as it pours down the cascade of the seats and girdles into the gutters, right to where you stand.
That, then, is my last horror story. But I have not written even that. It was written already. It has happened already. Yes, 600,000. Not in 6 places, but in one. One place where all the gates were closed, and they milled around and died, and blood poured in the gutters, even as I told you. People who had contributed their share to culture and civilization, who worked and then died altogether, and the world let them die. The place, the ghetto of Warsaw. And that is why I can write no more horror for you today, for here is the ultimate of horror. The murderers who held the guns or who gave the orders or who merely stood behind and condoned, some of these murderers still live, and there are those who say we must have pity for them. And that is why I can write you no more horror.
You have just heard an exercise in horror, a new play by Arch Oboler. The leading player was Mr. Peter Lorre. Included in the cast with Mr. Lorre were Bruce Elliott, Theodore von Eltz, Will Wright, Bill Christie, George Sorrell, Francis Pascoe, Victor Rodman, Harry Lang, Frank Martin, Winifred Wolfe, Lisa Golm, Jane Morgan, and Bill Shaw. The original musical score was composed and conducted by David Raxon. Sound, Jack Snell with Bill James and Norman Smith. Next week brings you triple feature. 3 new plays by Arch Oboler. 3 comedies in a triple feature. This will be the 8th in a special series of plays written, produced, and directed by Arch Oboler. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
I hesitated on using this today because of that noise in the middle of the show. And the problem is that apparently was not a problem with the transcription. It was a problem originating in the lines of Mutual. They fixed it, they got it back on, and everything worked. But I think it needs to be said and said again. There is no more horror than the horrors of war. That was something that Arch Oboler truly believed. 80 years ago, May 24th, 1945, Arch Oboler's plays here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. We'll head out to San Francisco in just a moment to see what's going on with John Dehner, who portrays Paladin. Have Gun Will Travel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
How true, how true. Thank you, Jackson. Let's go back now 66 years, May 24th, 1959, John Dehner in the only television show that moved to radio. Have Gun Will Travel. This from 66 years ago, May 24th, 1959, In an Evil Time.
As birds are caught in a snare, so are the sons of man snared in an evil time.
Have Gun Will Travel. Starring Mr. John Dehner as Paladin. San Francisco, 1875. The Carlton Hotel, headquarters of the man called Paladin.
Oh, hey, boy.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Paladin.
Mr. Malone and I are going up to my suite to finish our business. Will you bring up some whiskey and soda, please?
Yes, sir, Mr. Paladin, right away.
This way, Mr. Malone. $50,000. It's quite a haul.
I told you that off the record, Paladin. I haven't let the amount of our loss be known. It would not only close the bank, it would ruin the town.
I'd like to help you, Malone, but you don't give me much to go on. Here we are. Come right in.
Thank you.
Sit down.
Oh, it was a cleverly planned robbery, all right.
5 men, you say?
Yeah, but when the deputies caught up with him just outside of town, there were only 4. In the gunfight that followed, 2 were killed and 2 got away.
And the 5th?
He must have been the ringleader. We figure he ran out on his men with the money.
Any idea who it was?
I have every reason to believe it was Pappy French.
Pappy French?
You've heard of him?
Yeah. Ever since I've been in the West, but I never believed in him. I always figured he was some sort of a legend.
Oh, Pappy French is very real.
Did you ever see him?
No.
Ever know anyone who did?
No.
And you want me to find him?
I want you to find my bank's $50,000.
Come in.
You whiskey or soda?
Oh, thank you. Hey, boy, I'm leaving in the morning.
Oh, where you go this time, Mr. Paladin?
I'm going to track down $50,000 and a legend.
This is Frank Knight speaking for the world's most honored watch, Longines. In the conquest of the Old West, men won fame through feats of bravery and daring. Today, things are different, but fame can still be won. It's wonderful to win a Nobel Prize in Science, a Pulitzer Award in Literature, an Olympic gold medal in sports. In the field of time, did you know that Longines watches have won more great public honors than any other watch in the world? This is true. The highest authorities have ranked Longines watches as the finest achievement in the science and art of watchmaking. Yet, for a surprisingly modest cost, you may own or proudly give a Longines, the world's most honored watch, the world's most honored gift, styled with distinction, cased in precious metal, promising a lifetime of faultless timekeeping. Visit your authorized Longines Whitnor jeweler. He will be honored to serve you.
Malone filled me in on the information he had, but it wasn't much. I had only a general direction and a cold trail. I wasted the first 2 days on a false lead, but shortly after dawn of the 3rd day, I picked up some tracks that led through timber and on into hill country. By noon, I began to think I was wrong again, and then I heard a single shot. I worked my way forward and stopped suddenly at the edge of a clearing. The man was sprawled awkwardly on the ground, his right leg crumpled under him.
I suppose you give me a hand up, huh?
Suppose you put that gun away.
Well, all right. Well, come on, help me.
What was the shot I heard?
Oh, my horse. I couldn't stand it no longer. Watching the critter suffer. Stumbled he did and come to grief. Throwed me. Well, how about that hand up?
I'm afraid you came to grief, too. Looks like you've got a broken leg.
Oh, you a doctor?
No.
Well, how you know it's broke? Well, come on.
All right. Give me your hand.
All right. Take it easy. Oh, wait. No. Now, hold on. Oh, just let me catch my breath. We'll try again. All right, now. No, put me down. Oh.
Maybe you better let me take a look at your leg.
You know something about setting bones?
Enough to get you to a doctor.
I don't want a doctor. But if you know how, go ahead. You fix it.
Well, I'll have to find something to use for splints. It'll hurt.
Oh, ain't nobody man enough to do a thing old Pappy can't take.
And you're Pappy French.
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. What's it to you?
Let's get you fixed up first. We can talk later.
I guess I passed out.
Guess you did.
Hey, that's a right nice job, mister. Good as any doctor could do. I reckon it'll get me where I want to go.
Where's that?
Well, I didn't ask you your business, did I?
Well, I don't think you'll get very far on that leg.
Oh, I don't aim to be walking. I aim to borrow your horse. Hope you got no objections, because if you do,
This what you're looking for?
Now, how'd you get my gun? Huh? How'd you get it?
I only agreed to fix your leg. Nothing more.
Say, mister, you're pretty slick. Yes, sir, I like you. Hey, listen here. You help me to get where I'm going, and I'll cut you in.
You'll cut me in on what?
A satchel with $50,000 in it. What would you say if I cut you in for, maybe 10% of that?
Well, it depends on whose money it was.
It'd be your money after I give it to you. What do you want to ask many fool questions for?
I'd like to know what the prospects are before I drop my present job.
Oh, what job's that?
To recover some money robbed from a bank in Merced last week.
Oh, that's so.
$50,000 to be exact.
Well, now, ain't that a remarkable coincidence?
You gonna lead me to it?
I reckon I ain't got much choice. Have I?
No, not much.
Come to think on it, you ain't too good off yourself.
What do you need? You need lots of dollars during sicknesses. You need lots of dollars for an accident. You need the kind of protection that only Mutual of Omaha sells. What do you need?
You need Mutual of Omaha's longer, stronger hospital insurance. Modern hospital insurance that's right for you. Single men and women, entire families, even senior citizens, no matter how old, can be protected by Mutual of Omaha hospital insurance.
Here's what you need.
You need modern insurance to help meet today's higher costs. Longer, stronger hospital insurance by Mutual Benefit Health and Accident Association. Call your local Mutual of Omaha agent in the Yellow Pages or write Mutual of Omaha, Omaha, Nebraska for information on plans available in your state.
And remember this, you can save money when you add Mutual of Omaha long-term coverage to your group insurance. The savings you make depend on your age and the type of group insurance you have. Write for details to Mutual of Omaha, Omaha, Nebraska.
The way Pappy pointed out led into rough mountain country. The going was slow and difficult. I walked, leading the horse, while the old man hung in the saddle, gritting his teeth against the pain.
Paladin.
Yeah?
It might be a notion to stop and rest a bit.
There's not much cover here, in case anyone's looking for you.
Oh, who'd be looking for me? Excepting you.
You ran out on your partners on that bank job, didn't you?
Well...
You took the money, left them to fight it out with the deputies.
All right, what if I did? I figured they was young enough to make themselves another stake. For me, it was my one last chance.
That's one way to look at it.
Oh, they probably all got killed anyway.
2 of them got away.
Say, is that so? 2 of them, huh?
They're probably mighty anxious to find out what their leader did with all that money.
Well, was one of them a kid named Morley, a young punk with a 2-hair mustache?
Morley? Yeah, the other one they called Bull.
Bull? Oh, he don't count, but that Morley. He always did want to carve himself a reputation out of my hide. Well, come on, let's move.
All right. There's no telling how close your friends might be.
Friends? Mister, 40 years I've been at odds with the law. I rode with many a man in that time, but you can't show me one I ever called friend.
Quite a record. I suppose you're proud of it.
Oh, lead the horse and quit preaching over me. I ain't dead yet. Cold grub.
No, we can't take a chance on a fire. Unless you'd like to have Morley in to dine with us.
Paladin, what if I offer you half the money?
That money's going back to the bank.
Now, supposing I change my mind about showing you where the money's hid.
You could do that?
Well, all right, that's just what I'm going to do. Take me in, have them lock me up. I don't care.
You mean it?
Yes, sir. The man who hired you ain't ever going to see his money again.
You finished with that plate?
Yeah, here. Whoa, what you doing?
Getting my gear together.
Where you going?
Well, I'm not making any money sitting here looking at you. Might as well go back to town and get a good night's sleep in a hotel bed.
What about me?
I'll send some people for you in the morning. I'll tell them to bring both a stretcher and a shovel, depending on who finds you first, they or Morley.
Paladin...
You like me to make a fire before I go?
No.
It gets pretty cold up here at night.
Well, I don't want no fire.
Suit yourself. Good night, Pappy.
Paladin. Paladin.
Yeah?
All right, you win.
How's that?
You win. I'll take you there in the morning.
Just make up your mind, Pappy. One way or another, I'd like to get some sleep.
I still think you want it all for yourself, the whole $50,000.
Well, that's always a possibility.
No, I've seen lots of men talk big before they had temptation laying right in front of them. They sang a different tune then.
You may have a point there, Pappy. Good night.
Hey, ain't we going to share standing watch?
Expecting company?
Oh, that Morley kid can track like an Indian.
Well, wake me when you get tired. I don't think it'll bother us until we got the money.
You expect me to stand watch without a gun?
Oh, here. Your gun.
Oh.
Don't go shooting at shadows now. That's the quickest way to attract visitors.
Listen, Sonny, I've camped out once or twice before in my life.
Sure. Good night, Pappy.
Think I need you, don't you? Pappy French don't need no man's charity. Paladin. Hey, Paladin. Can you figure one good reason why I don't shoot you in the back?
5 good reasons, Pappy. The bullets. They're here, in my saddlebag.
What? That's a rotten way to treat a man.
Just before I fell asleep, I took a long look at Pappy French, sitting alone, swinging an empty gun on the ghosts and torments of 40 years. I couldn't help him. I wished I could. Then I was awakened by a sound from out in the darkness, and I knew we had more than ghosts to think about. Hey, Pappy. Pappy!
What's that? Oh, I reckon I must have dozed off.
Fine guard you are. Listen.
Paladin, give me my bullets.
Take it easy, Pappy.
Hey, they've rode off. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, they have us staked out now. Probably figure we won't start till sunup.
Oh, and then they aim to trail us to the money and then move in on us. Why let them do the choosing? Let's go after them.
Until we get the money, I'm not taking any chances on you getting shot.
You know, Paladin, you're a man of sound reasoning. I figure maybe you listen to a deal yet.
Feel able to travel yet, Pappy?
Yes, of course I do.
I'll bring the horse up.
Hey, Paladin, would you let me keep 10,000 of it? That and a day's head start to the border?
You don't give up easy, do you, Pappy?
No, I don't. Might be something for you to keep in mind.
Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi, drink light, refreshing Pepsi, stay young and fair and debonair, be sociable, have a Pepsi.
When friends drop in, let your hospitality show you're sociable in the modern manner. Pepsi, you know, is the favorite of the smart and young at heart.
Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi, drink light, refreshing Pepsi, stay young and fair and debonair, be sociable, have a Pepsi.
Have you tried a Pepsi lately?
Paladin?
Yeah?
Look behind. That dust just over the far draw.
Yeah, they're gaining on us.
Why put off the job we gotta do with them fellas?
My job is to get that money.
Yeah, but this here's a good place for an ambush. Come on, give me my cartridges. We'll wait for 'em.
Pappy, we aren't shooting anyone in cold blood.
Oh, what's the matter with you, boy?
You've lived by your rules, Pappy. I'll live by mine.
A man does what he's driven to do. You can't escape your fate no more than you can pick your father.
You really believe that, huh?
I believe in making the best of a bad job. 40 years of it. Not a scar on my body, not a slash, not a bullet hole, and dang few days were spent behind bars. No, sir. Pappy French lived high on the hog.
That's an impressive statement, Pappy. What have you got to show for it?
$42 and a handful of jingling silver.
Comes to just a little better than $1 a year.
Yeah, that's how it figures, don't it? All right, hold up a minute. Now, you see the boulder on that ledge up yonder?
Yeah?
Under there's $50,000. Chance to live out my years in comfort and respect.
That's it, huh?
That's it. Well, go on. Go dig it up, Paladin. And if you won't listen to reason, as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to fight you for it.
That boulder was heavy, and I was working against time. The men on our trail were closing the distance between us fast. Hey, Pappy, how did you ever move this boulder?
The deputies was close on me. Oh, there's lots of strength in a desperate man. There you are. Now it's buried shallow. Now once more, Paladin, will you make a deal?
No.
You gonna take me in?
It's all I can do. For your sake, Pappy. I'll never make it alone. Here it is. The satchel.
All right, open it. It's pretty, ain't it? Okay, I'll take it now.
Pappy, I told you
The bullets ain't in your saddlebag no more, Paladin. They're in this gun.
Don't make a mistake, Pappy.
You believe me now?
That was pretty stupid. We'll have Morley on us in a minute.
That's what I'm aiming for. If I can't do business with you, I'll join up with them.
The men you double-crossed?
Sure. We'll just let bygones be bygones and get back where we started.
You think you can do that?
And why not?
Well, you'll have a chance to find out. They'll be here any minute.
Yes, they will. And in the meantime, I might as lief have your gun.
After he took my gun, Pappy dragged himself to the rim of the ledge and slowly, painfully, leaning against a rock, pulled himself erect. For a moment, I had a glimpse of the man he once must have been as he faced Morley and Bull. They circled to a stop below him.
Howdy, boys. Come on up. It's payday. Share and share alike.
Why, you lying, double-crossing old fool, this is too good for you.
Pappy? Hey, Pappy. Now, here. Come on, behind this rock. Give me back my gun.
All right.
How you hurt bad?
You hear what he called me, old fool?
Hey, we don't have much cover here.
Don't you know when it's time to cut your losses? Go on, get out, save yourself.
We'll get out of this together, Pappy. Or we won't get out at all.
Oh, what's the matter with you, Paladin?
Can you handle that gun of yours?
Yes, I can. I got a few rounds left. And I'm going to crawl out there to the edge and make 'em count.
No, Pappy.
Oh,
come on, stay back.
Leave me be, Paladin. I got something to do. Darn smart Alex. Hey, Marley!
Pappy?
I made him
Pappy?
count, didn't I? Oh.
Yes, you did. Here, let me...
No, it's no use, Paladin. Leave me be. That dirty-nosed kid made his count, too. Oh, don't matter. I reckon I'm getting old for this game. It's time to rest. Man ought to know when it's time for him to quit. Ain't that right, friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's right. Friend.
Oh, Mr. Paladin, look like you have most exhausting trip. I carry saddlebag for you.
Thank you, hey boy.
You'll find a $50,000?
Yes.
Oh, you bring back?
Yes, the $50,000 is in the bank where it belongs.
You'll find a legend?
No. No legend. I found a lonely, tired old man.
A lonely, tired old man?
That's right.
Well, where is he? You bring him back?
No. There was a spot on a hillside where the old man had buried some dreams. I left him there.
CBS Radio and its affiliated stations from coast to coast welcome 7 new stations to the electronic fold. Beginning today, these stations will bring extra listening dimension to millions of Midwestern homes through the news of CBS News and programming of CBS Radio. Adding the laughter from Amos and Andy, Mitch Miller's sparkling Sunday sideshow of stars, the surprises of House Party, America's winning 7 daytime dramas heard every weekday, and the entire week-long schedule only a network like CBS Radio can provide. A hearty welcome from the CBS Radio Network to station WKMH in Detroit, station WKMF in Flint, station WKHM in Jackson, station WHLS in Port Huron, station WLEW in Bad Axe, station WSGW in Saginaw, all in Michigan, and station WTOD in Toledo, Ohio. CBS Radio deems itself privileged to add its broadcast product to the outstanding local schedules of each of these stations. Dial in style with the new Midwestern affiliates of CBS Radio. Have Gun, Will Travel. Created by Herb Meadow and Sam Rolfe, is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and stars John Dehner as Paladin, with Ben Wright as Hayboy. Tonight's story was written by Simon Winselberg and adapted for radio by Ann Dowd. Featured in the cast were Joseph Kearns as Pappy French and Harry Bartell as Mr. Malone. This is Hugh Douglas speaking. Join us again next week for Have Gun, Will Travel.
"66 years ago today, May 24th, 1959, Have Gun Will Travel here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we'll check in with Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce. They're the couple next door.
Daily, the broadcasts of Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia strike through the Iron Curtain, bringing the truth about the free world to the captive peoples behind it. Help send a message by giving to the 1952 Crusade for Freedom.
Let's wrap this up with an episode of The Couple Next Door, starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce, 65 years ago, May 24th, 1960.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Are you buzzing for me by any chance?
Yes, for Pete's sakes, why don't you answer?
Where are you?
I'm upstairs.
What do you want, dear? I'm busy getting breakfast. I can't be running upstairs.
Louie, you don't have to run upstairs. Honestly, that was the whole point of my having this buzzer system installed. All you have to do is pick up the phone. Turn that little button on and we can talk.
Honestly, what is it you want, dear?
Oh, honey, you didn't have to come upstairs.
I'm up here now anyhow. It's just as easy.
Well, it isn't just as easy. Why do you think I had the buzzer system installed?
I don't know. It was certainly $50 thrown away. And if anything, it causes even more screaming and yelling to get whoever you want, because if that person doesn't know which room you're buzzing from,
Well, since
it doesn't
both the
matter.
children, since both the children are still asleep and you're in the kitchen, when you heard the buzzer, didn't you just assume that I might be the one who was buzzing you, since we're the only two other people in the house?
Yes, but I'm not two shorts and a long. That was Aunt Effie.
But Aunt Effie isn't even with us anymore.
I know that.
Well, then you certainly didn't think I was buzzing her.
I didn't know who you were buzzing. I am one long and three shorts, and I always have been. And you talk about us not using your so-called convenient buzzer system, but you yourself have never gotten anybody's buzz straight.
Well, we were going to write our buzzer system on the front of the phone books. Why wasn't it done?
It was, and I no sooner finished typing them up and pasting them on than we got new phone books.
Well...
Well, what did you want?
What?
You were buzzing for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, what did I want?
Oh,
I don't know.
honey.
I can't think of what I did. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, of course. I just wanted you to look at the sunrise. You know, the sky. Oh, it was so pretty. It's gone now.
Oh, you.
Well, honey,
Honestly, breakfast is ready.
Okay.
Goodness, I thought you were coming right down to breakfast, so I scrambled the eggs. They won't be very good now.
Oh, it's all right, darling. I'm sorry. I couldn't find my cufflinks. Of course, then when I found them, I dropped one of them. You know how it is. And I had to go crawling under the bed looking for
dear.
it.
Well, I can't find the egg beater, my good paring knife, and several other things. In fact, I don't believe I'll go off for a weekend again and leave you here alone with the children. It's going to take me a week to get my kitchen straightened out again.
Now, listen here. I don't like that. I didn't leave one single dirty dish. This kitchen was absolutely spick and span when you got home yesterday.
I know.
All right.
It was indeed.
All right.
I'm not really complaining, dear. I'm only asking what you did with things. I looked all over for the toaster this morning, and do you know where I found it finally?
Toaster?
In the broom closet. On the shelf in the broom closet.
Yes. Well, honey, I was rushing around to get the place cleaned up before you got here, and I remember now that when you rang the front doorbell, I just flung the toaster into the broom closet.
Honestly, dear.
You may find a few other similar surprises.
I'll bet. Oh, I don't mind, really.
Well, you know, I think it did you good to get away for a couple of days. You seem to appreciate my sterling qualities more.
And I think somebody I know appreciates my housekeeping a little more, huh?
Oh, boy, I'll say I do. You know, there's no picnic-keeping house.
Well, it was fun getting away for a couple of days. Not that Ann Lindell and I, went anywhere especially exciting in Chicago. But as Ann said, you can always enjoy a trip twice as much when you figure up how little it's cost you.
Yeah, I know. Do you mean to tell me you didn't spend all the money I gave you? You actually came home with some left?
Oh, listen, you think I'm rather scatterbrained about finance, but I kept track of every penny, and we hardly spent anything. Of course, there are a few taxis and tips and presents for the children to bring home, but when you don't have a hotel bill, I tell you... Oh, look, I'll get my purse and show you exactly what I spent there. Your toast popped up.
Wait a minute, will you... What do you mean when you don't have a hotel bill?
Your toast, honey.
Yeah, okay.
Butter it while it's hot now.
What do you mean when you don't have a hotel bill?
Well, you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
I'll get my purse and show you. Eat your scrambled eggs before they're even colder. I'm going to give you back the money I didn't spend, and will you be surprised? Now, what are you doing upstairs? I was coming right back down. I had to get my purse. Those scrambled eggs are going to be awful.
All right, look, never mind the scrambled eggs, will you? Stop
What is this now?
flitting around. Come here. Get out of the closet.
I'm looking for my brown purse.
All right, now, never mind your purse. What did you mean about not having a hotel bill?
Huh? Oh, here it is. I'm going to give you back the money I didn't spend. Will
Never
you be
mind
surprised?
that, will you? You don't have to give it back. Anyhow, I want to know something. You made some remarks even before you left about this trip not costing anything. Now this about not having a hotel bill. Well, can't you answer me?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about your hotel bill.
What hotel bill?
Didn't you and Ann Lundell stay at the Castleton Arms Hotel?
Yes. You know we did. You suggested it. You sent a wire making reservations. Oh, that reminds me. When we got there and asked if they had our reservations...
You did stay at the hotel?
Yes. What's the matter with you? Let
Well,
me tell you what happened when we got there.
Then if you did stay there, you must have had a hotel bill. Honey, please don't just stand there and look blank.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about at all. Why should we have a hotel bill? I thought that was the whole point of our staying there.
Well, didn't you and Ann pay your hotel bill when you checked out?
Why, no. Well, no, we didn't pay any bill. Were we supposed to?
Were you supposed to?
Well, I thought that's why you wanted us to stay there, because it wouldn't cost us anything.
Wouldn't cost anything? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about either. We certainly better try to have some meeting of the minds here. Why should we pay when you own the hotel?
When I own the hotel? You crazy?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Own the hotel? Me? I own the...
Well, part owner. Well, don't just stand there and look blank at me. The Castleton Arms Hotel. Don't you have shares of stock in it or something? That's what you said. What you've always
sure,
said.
Along with hundreds of other stockholders. What does that have
Well, all right. And every time you get some interest or dividends or whatever you call it, you always say, boy, that hotel I own is certainly paying off.
Well, I never...
You have made all sorts of remarks always about owning the Castleton Arms Hotel. And even last Friday when Ann called and wanted me to go with her at the last minute, you suggested we stay at the hotel. And I said, what if they're full up and we can't get in? And you said, can't get in to a hotel I practically own?
Oh, I was joking. I was joking, for Pete's sakes. Now, you can't tell me that in all the years we've been married, you thought I owned a hotel in Chicago.
Well, of course not. I knew you had stock in it.
5 shares. 5 measly shares. I get about $10 a year out
Well,
of it.
all I know is you've talked as if you own the hotel, and I never paid any attention until last Friday.
Listen.
Until last Friday, when you insisted, absolutely insisted, that Ann and I stay there. Because you said, quote, it would keep the money in our pockets. Those were your very words. You said that's why you always stayed there when you went to Chicago. And it suddenly dawned on me that the reason you did was because it didn't cost you anything. I'd never thought about it before.
Look, when I said, quote, it would keep the money in our pockets, I meant the more business the hotel does, the more interest it pays on my 5 measly shares of stock.
When you said that about keeping the money in our pockets, I even said to you, do you mean it's free? And you said, oh, sure.
Never. I could not.
Well,
possibly.
you did.
Look, if I said, oh, sure, I certainly didn't mean, oh, sure. I meant, oh, sure. Meaning fat chance of getting anything free these days.
Well,
what did you and Ann do? Did you just walk out without paying the bill?
Well, yes.
Well, didn't anybody say anything? Didn't even the bellhop when he carried the bags down?
We didn't call a bellhop. Ann and I weren't going to pay somebody 50 cents each just to carry our tiny little weekend cases down those. So we carried them down ourselves and left our key at the desk, and I left a very nice note for the manager, thanking him, which we thought, was the least we could do.
Yeah, certainly was the least you could do, since you didn't pay the bill. Oh, well, I guess I'd better call Chicago.
What are you going to say?
I don't know. Just let me think a minute.
I think you better stop pacing the living room and go out and eat your breakfast and get to work. Stop worrying about the hotel bill. They'll mail it to me. They've got our address.
I cannot help but wonder what that hotel must think of 2 ladies who stay there 2 days and then just blithely walk out, leaving a nice little thank you note for the manager.
Manager was perfectly lovely to us. I met him when we arrived, and he was just lovely after he found out, who we were.
Who you were?
Uh-huh. Well, who you were.
Who I was. You spoke to the manager about me?
Well, yes, that's what I started to tell you. When we got there, they didn't have any room for us, even though you wired for reservations for us. So I asked to see the manager.
Go on. Let's hear it all.
Well, you said they knew you there. You'd stayed there so often.
I didn't mean I knew the manager.
Well, anyhow, when I walked in his office, I said, I'm Mrs. Piper.
I bet that rocked him back on his heels.
Well, he said, oh, yes, Mrs. Piper, as though he knew you. And I said I was sure he wouldn't want the wife of one of the owners of the hotel to sleep on the sidewalk.
Oh.
Well, we all laughed, and he was just lovely. He gave us this beautiful suite of rooms.
A suite?
Yes, a living room, and we each had a bedroom, and there was a lovely hall.
Just a minute. May I ask how you explained all this to Ann Lundell? Didn't she think it was funny that you were supposedly staying there for nothing?
No. She was just terribly impressed that you owned a hotel.
Oh boy, I'll bet. You didn't tell her I was just a stockholder?
Yes. We discussed it, and she didn't think it was funny we stayed there for nothing. Her brother or something owns part of a movie theater. His whole family always gets into the movies there for nothing.
You women really don't understand anything at all about stocks and bonds, do you?
That has nothing to do with it. I would never have dreamt of trying to stay at a hotel for nothing if you hadn't said, oh, sure, when I said, you mean it's free, or words to that effect. And that was when I got the idea that you had...
Look, we were busy getting you packed and flying around. I don't even remember such conversations. The point is, one of these days I have got to educate you about something. You know what? Stocks and bonds.
Well...
Yeah, I'm going to give you... In the meantime, as you say, I'm sure the hotel will mail us the bill.
Well, they have my address,
Did you get good service in my hotel?
Good service? Honey, we were waited on hand and foot. They couldn't do enough for us. Silver bowls of fruit, baskets of flowers. Honestly, they kept their Mrs.
The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
65 years ago, May 24th, 1960, The Couple Next Door here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for Donovan's Brain, an episode of Suspense, the conclusion of the two-part show. We'll also have yours truly, Johnny Dollar. We'll also have the Lux Radio Theater presentation of something special for 1942, an adaptation of a 1938 motion picture, Robert Taylor, Robert Preston, Rita Hayworth, Test Pilot. That's coming up tomorrow. Thanks for being with us here on this Saturday Classic Radio Theater. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Wyatt Cox.